Only 7 riders have done it. By the end of next month, Alberto Contador could become the 8th. He'd be the first man since Marco Pantani 17 years ago to accomplish the Giro-Tour double. Can El Pistolero add the maillot jaune to the maglia rosa? inCycle canvassed the opinion of a number of prominent cycling journalists.
If you look at Contador's record in back-to-back Grand Tours, so Giro and Tour or Tour and Vuelta, he has always ridden well in the second one, but he's never won both, two in such close succession. So it's uncharted territory for him really to hopefully win both of them. I think it's unlikely.
This year he has won the Giro, so I'd say that it's possible. And after 15 days of the Giro d'Italia, I said to myself, he'll do the double.
I think it's really possible for Contador to do it because I'm not sure he did that many efforts during the Giro to win it. He only had like 2 guys to look at, and the rivals were not that strong.
Certainly he can, but in my opinion, he's not going to win the Tour for me with this parkour. And for Contador, it's going to be very difficult. I remember 4 years ago, he won the Giro, but he arrived only 5th in the Tour. So, in my opinion, the double for him will be complicated.
Some different points of view then, but there was no doubting the nature of Contador's victory at the Giro.
I think it was hugely impressive from the point of view that his team was very poor. We certainly expected a stronger performance from Tinkoff, so he found himself isolated on most of the final climbs in the Giro, and he took everything that Astana could throw at him. There was only one stage where he was in any real difficulty, and that was the stage de Sestriere, the last mountain stage. But even there, he has so much experience now. He's so cool under pressure that he rode in exactly the right way, didn't go too deep, and survived that scare.
Well, I must confess that Contador's victories in the Giro has really impressed me, especially because he didn't need to show his best performances, in my opinion, to win this Giro, and also because his team was not really strong, especially in the climbs. So yes, he's impressed me.
And if the double is on for Contador, where would that place him among those who've achieved the feat already?
There has been a lot of talk about it. People say it's quite rare because it hasn't been done for quite a few years, since Pantani. But if you take history of cycling as a whole, it's not that rare. I mean, I think there have been like 12 doubles in the history by 7 different riders. Indurain did it twice. And so I think it's really possible for Contador to do it.
The maximum level is Merckx. He won 11 Grand Tours, but only one Vuelta, for example, 5 Tour and 5 Giro, only one Vuelta. And victories of Contador are more shared in the 3 different Grand Tours. With a double, in my opinion, it could be considered for the Grand Tour at the level of Merckx, Indurain, with the double, more or less the same level. And we have also to remember that if he is going to win the Tour, I think that he really could think to go to Vuelta.
Contador will face stiffer opposition at the Tour than he did in Italy. Who or what, though, might stand in his way?
Well, the main competitors against Contador, we already know. There is the former winners of the Tour de France like Chris Froome, who's still with Team Sky. But he might have difficulties in the first week. He doesn't like the cobbles. There are cobbles on the Tour de France route again this year. There is also last year's winner, Vincenzo Nibali. It's true that on paper there are numerous contenders we could name, perhaps 7 or 8 who are capable of beating Alberto Contador. After that, there are the youngsters, the Americans, Talansky, Van Garderen, from whom we expect a lot. So we'll be able to take stock after the Pyrenees to see who is capable or not of beating Contador.
Speaking to a lot of people in the know who know the course this year, they really think that this is the perfect opportunity for Quintana, a very, very mountainous route. Quintana, like Nibali, just seems to sail through life, seems to sail through every difficulty, and yet when the gun goes at the start of a stage, he's fully focused every day.
Vincenzo Nibali, I'm sure that he will have a strong team around him, and one of his best point could be, we have to remember that in the first part of the Tour this year there will be again the pavé, and last year it was really strong. In my opinion, in climbs, he has not the same level of Quintana and maybe also on Alberto, yeah. It's difficult to judge the shape of Nairo Quintana because normally he trains in Colombia, so very far from us. But this tour is made for him, a lot of climbs. His problem could be the stage of pavé.
Contador's main contender will be Nairo Quintana because I think he's the best climber right now. And his team is quite strong, so he won't lose that much time during the TTT, for instance. Maybe Quintana's weakness is his experience, because we don't know how he's going to deal with the pressure, if he has the yellow jersey, if he has to control the race. I think he did it during the Giro when he won, but Giro and Tour is not the same in terms of controlling the race.
Contador's already on song, having taken the Route du Sud last week, beating Quintana. Can he do so again in July, as well as seeing off Nibali, Froome and the other challengers? We'll have to wait and see.